of a lack of care and a lack of understanding and a lack of seeing the humanity of folks who look like Rashida Tlaib. It's outrageous that my colleagues are blatantly attempting to silence the only Palestinian American representative right here. It's outrageous, but it's not surprising. And let me tell you, it's not surprising because this place is where 1,700 members of Congress, this elected body, enslaved black people. It's not surprising.
Democrats, the same damn party you're on now, you jackwagon. Golly, I can only take so much of that, man. It's like hearing nonstop nails on a chalkboard. Cori Bush losing her mind because Rashida Tlaib was censured. And she's... the irony of getting up there and being like, and this is where they've been, where there's slavery. Yeah, your party that you're part of now. And they still have that mentality. Welcome back to the program. Dana Loesch with you. My friend Brian Kilmeade's going to be joining us later today. Brendan Carr, FCC chair, because I haven't even told you what they're going to be proposing for that. I ain't even told you about that. We ain't even there yet. The issue of her being censured, because they voted to censure her, and they're, oh my gosh, and she was like, he's our own, blah, blah, blah. Do you think she'd ever win violence? Blah, blah. Oh, I don't even care. Shut up. Words have consequences, right? You can't be going out there and stumping for Hamas and think that there's not going to be a consequence for it. You know, she's not precious. Good heavens. It's the pro-Hamas caucus, and they're really mad about it. And I really wish that we would be, I'd like to focus a little bit on the disjointedness of the Democrat Party, because this has turned out to be a real bit of a pickle for them. I was going to sound like Letterkenny. It's a bit of a pickle for you. It is, because they can't. I mean, it's amazing that you have somebody like that. I can't believe I'm saying this. I had this problem yesterday. And then John Fetterman wallpapered his office with the posters of the kidnapped Israelis. He wallpapered all the walls. I mean, I don't think he did. I don't think he can put his pants on, but I think he had people do it. Maybe. I'm wanting to give credit where credit is due, even when it twists my soul into a knot. Because again, I'm petty. There's a big divide in the Democrat Party. People who like terrorism and people who don't. People who hate Jews and people who don't. So it's the same Democrat Party, right? The irony of Cori Bush standing up there in defense of someone who hates Jews, just like the Klan. The party that she's a member of, that was the activist wing of the party. The party that she's a member of that made the moves in Congress to remove my ancestors and put them on the trail of genocide. The party in Congress that didn't want freed men and women who happened to be black. That's the party. That is them historically. That's the party that didn't want women to vote. They have always been on the wrong side of history. The irony of her saying that on the floor.
Every single one of them has not acknowledged the fact that Palestinians are dying in the tens of thousands, but will continue to say it is us who are not acknowledging humanity. Rashida will stand strong.
Gentlelady's time has expired.
The movement will continue for liberation until every single Palestinian has the right to
Gentleman
live
from
in
Maryland
liberty.
is ready.
Oh my gosh, they live in liberty now. They just chose to elect terrorists, and then the terrorists decided to use all the resources, you absolute idiot. Ilhan Omar. Some people's kids, am I right? Top of the third hour. Dana Loesch here with you. Always good to be with you. You can listen coast to coast. Oh, heaven help us all. You can listen coast to coast. You can stream the show. All of this. And you can also watch the simulcast, Channel 347 DirecTV, also obviously YouTube and Facebook. So, again, there was a ceasefire in place October 6th. They were saying now they want a ceasefire that they want. You can't go back to October 6th after October 7th for a number of reasons. They had a ceasefire. Hamas violated it. So now they're like, well, let's try another one. No, because they've never worked. Kane, I dropped this in Slack via Lorraine. John Kirby saying, okay, now apparently the White House isn't in favor of a ceasefire. Wait a minute. Now, a pause or a ceasefire? Or the pause ceasefire? Cease pause fire. Listen.
But just to be clear, to kind of reset here, when we talk about a ceasefire, when you use that term, when that term is applied, a general ceasefire, it connotes a cessation of hostilities for an indefinite period with the purpose of finding an end to the conflict. Usually when you get into a ceasefire, it's when you think you're at the end game and it's time to negotiate. Go to the table and brass tacks here, how are we going to end this war? And we don't support that at this time. A ceasefire right now benefits Hamas. It certainly also legitimizes what Hamas started on October 7th.
So what the hell is their messaging? I mean, I like this one. Okay, this is what we go with. Go with that one. Because at first they're like, well, maybe a pause. So KJP is going to have fun. So is that the official position? Or is that Kirby like, nah, I'm going rogue? I mean, it does make sense because it only does benefit Hamas. That's true. It's dumb. It's just stupid. Dumb at this point. So it only benefits them.